Hey there, it's Lokazi. Thanks for joining me again for another Grandmaster replay. In this game we have xiExO versus ThisIsJimmy. ThisIsJimmy is a top, I think 2K in the US ladder. He is a Master League player that's very highly ranked, not Grandmaster, but very highly ranked Master League player. xiExO, of course, a Grandmaster player, spawning in as the red Protoss in the top left-hand corner here on Shakura's Plateau, and ThisIsJimmy spawning in as the blue Terran in the top right here on Shakura's Plateau. Now this replay is a little bit older, like 2 or 3 weeks I think, but I believe it was post-patch 1.33, so should be no significant changes in Protoss versus Terran. Whatever xiExO does and Jimmy does is what it is on live right now. So right now we have nothing too exciting going on, boosting out that 11th probe of course, and supply depot finishing up. So I'm sure a 12 racks is going to start up here in a second. And yep, 12 racks going down. Pylon is out. No scouts out of either player right now. xiExO just boosting up his Nexus. Looks like he's going to 13 gate, maybe 14. Yeah, 14 gate. Pretty late gateway. Okay, or 15. Looks like he's going to Nexus fast expand then. Or I'm just totally crazy, but I'm thinking Nexus fast expand. His minerals are floating up, they're approaching. Yeah, there it goes. He's boosting and sending a probe down. So 16 Nexus. And ThisIsJimmy, if he doesn't scout this, I'm sure he'll probably like 1 racks fast expand. But we will have to see. He's scooting around looking for proxies as he hasn't seen any type of scout yet. I think he's afraid one of them might have snuck in. xiExO scooting out of there. Jimmy sending his SCV across. It will discover that a Nexus is about half done when it gets there. And then he will need to decide whether or not he wants to do a little bit of pressure or if he's going to go ahead and expand himself. xiExO picking up his gas, dropping a gateway. Looks like Jimmy is going to send 2 Marines across and then start up his expansion behind it, it looks like. He's dropping a bunker. Looks like he got chased off by xiExO's probe here, but the probe is going to get eaten alive. Quite a few probes out on the field. Coming down here to defend this Nexus. The Zeal is getting boosted out. Lots of probes going for this round here on these Marines. Get it on 1 Marine. 1 Marine getting picked off. Maybe. Yep, there it goes. So it's 1 Marine versus 4 probes who are all faster than it. It does get 1. It might get another. xiExO pulling that one back. Good micro there. And, oh, another probe does fall though. So all in all, relatively efficient for Jimmy. Jimmy needs to cancel this though. Yeah. That was not going to finish. So there's another probe in the middle, seeing if any reinforcements are coming. He sees none are coming. He knows it's safe to start probing up again. Stalker being boosted out. Warp gate should be starting up here in just a second. Unless he's going for some type of, I don't know, Stargate tech, but that would be weird. There it goes. Warp gate starting up, getting boosted. Now the real advantage to these fast expand builds as a Protoss player, and almost all the time you see on Shakura's people fast expanding now. This and Tal'Darim are pretty much guaranteed to see people fast expand. But the real advantage of this for a Protoss player is of course the Chrono Boost mechanic. You can choose what you want to tech very fast through with Chrono Boost. And we'll have to see what type of army xiExO ends up going. He's dropping a proxy pylon over here near the destructible rocks at the 3rd of Jimmy. And xiExO scouting up here with a probe and seeing 3 bunkers going down, so lots of defense out of Jimmy. I wonder if he thinks there's going to be some type of 6-gate pressure behind this or something like that. But it looks like xiExO is going to be content to stay where he is and maybe even pick up another base. Wow! This is like Zerg Protoss right here. Yeah, picking up a 3rd base. He saw all those bunkers. He thinks, okay, well, you can drop 3 bunkers, I'll drop a Nexus. It's almost the same cost, so See how that serves you in the end. Of course, they can be salvaged for 75% of their cost, but a second gateway coming up, and I must say this is pretty risque play here out of xiExO, but he did scout. He saw all those bunkers. He knows there's not a push coming, and it's actually just Jimmy defending and trying to get his econ up to match xiExO after his failed attempt to take down that, or take position near that nexus. Twilight counts are going down for xiExO. It's about half done. He is only on... Alright, he's picking up his second gas right now. But I'm not sure what he's going to be doing with that Twilight Council. I don't know if he's going for an upgraded gateway mix, which seems to be the case. A Forge is going down, and I haven't seen a Robo yet. Picking up Charge. So yeah, it's going to be an upgraded ground mix. And Charge Zeals are, of course, extremely powerful versus Marines and Marauders. Great, probably the best gateway unit versus a Terran player. And let's see if there's, there we go, +1 armor. So yes, this is the play like a Zerg gateway massing strategy of the Protoss that we've seen quite a few times. You actually see Cruncher do this quite a lot now. He pretty much masses up like 6 gates on 2 base, and then up to 8, and then he picks up like 4, 5, 6 more when he picks up his third. And all you do is just slowly overwhelm your opponent with a gateway army. Now, the problem with this army, and it's not really, you know, like the worst problem in the world, is that it actually has a really hard time versus Terran taking down planetary fortresses. So if a third gets up, it's actually kind of hard to kill for them if the Terran player can not get out of position. If he can keep his units there, there's pretty much no taking a planetary. Which, if you have Colossus, isn't necessarily the case. So that's the downside to this army. The upside is Archons are really baller right now, and they tear through Terran Bio, which is what Terran go versus Protoss. So we'll have to see how that works out. There isn't any type of upgrade. There we go. +1 damage going down. Stim finished. Concussive is finishing. It'll be interesting to see if he gets +1 or the combat shield upgrade. I'd like for him to go to the combat shield upgrade. When he scouts and sees that this is going to be a gateway mix, combat shields become viable. With Colossus, they're not quite as viable. The Zeals have their +1 armor, and their +2 is starting up. Storm is starting up for xiExO. He's only at 4 gateways right now. Really, really macroing hard, though. He's at 60 probes already on 3 bases. And Jimmy is going to scout over the main of xiExO here with his factory. And he is going to see a few gateways and a lot of tech. Looks like there are a dropship worth of units out in the middle of the field here for Jimmy with a dropship. 2 Marauders and 4 Marines with +1 damage here. And 3 more gateways going down. xiExO has a marvelously placed pylon. If you didn't see that, that's really what these pylons are placed for, is for detecting drops. And it served its purpose right there. Jimmy picking off that pylon and picking off this probe too. Then he's going to load back up and go towards this third of xiExO. xiExO's forces moving towards the back of his base. I'm not really sure why. I think he thought there was going to be a drop there as well. But this drop at the third actually might do quite a lot of damage. There are 4 Zeals making their way over here. And these Zeals need to get up on the high ground or they're not going to be able to defend. Jimmy looks like he's going to back off though. He saw those Zeals heading over with that factory, and I guess he doesn't want to risk a warp in and getting picked off there. So he's going to load up and head back. And Jimmy going for really what you need to do versus Gateway Army, except for he doesn't have Ghost yet. Oh, there we go. Ghost Mobius Reactor is researching, and some Ghosts are being produced. Waiting until the Mobius Reactor is over halfway for him to start producing those Ghosts, which is what you want to do, so that way they spawn with the energy. Second Forge going down, +3 armor already started for xiExO. Feedback on that medvac, and then 1 shot. I think it got tickled from a sentry and it died. That's quite a way to go. So all of these Marine, Marauder, medvac are relying on these two ghosts to EMP the High Templar to save their lives. So we'll have to see how this works out. Looks like we're going to have a pretty big confrontation here in the middle in just a moment. xiExO sees these ghosts heading up. And this factory actually does a marvelous job at spotting because there's so little air damage out of xiExO. There are 3 ghosts out in the middle here. He does not have cloaking yet. He's not picking that up. He's researching combat shield right now. But he does not have cloaking, so xiExO can feed back those ghosts very easily if he manages to do so. If he manages to catch them out in the front, it's not like he can't. And it looks like a EMP might be heading out. Now I'm being very careful with those ghosts. Putting another scan down. xiExO spreading out his High Templar really well here. And going in for the surround with everything. Big storm going off in the middle, ripping through all those Marines. Lots of Zeals caving in. From a big surround coming down. And it looks like this bio army is getting chased away here by xiExO. Jimmy doing a really good job of kiting right now, though. No feedbacks going down on the medvacs. Big storm again. Cutting into the health and draining lots of this energy out of these medvacs. But there are 5 medvacs up, which is quite a few. Lots of Immortals out now to try and help with these Marauders. Big EMP hits most of the Zeals and one of the Marauders. But it does not look like Jimmy's going to be able to hold because xiExO is picking up his 4th and 5th bases right now. He is just macroing far ahead. As long as xiExO can hold on for about another minute from this pressure right here, he should be okay. He is up to 9 gateways, and he's researching Colossus. And it looks like this expansion does fall very easily. Marauder's just absolutely dominating buildings. xiExO getting more Zeals. He is at... Is this 3 armor almost done? Oh, that was 2 armor that was finishing. Or did he can't? No, there it is. 3 armor just finished when I went to the production tab. So 3 armor on those Zeals. That's ridiculous. They literally take 3 damage from a Marine. And that's out of Guardian Shield. Under a Guardian Shield, they only take 1. Though there's only 1 sentry up here. Colossus out on the field now. Its range is halfway upgraded. +2 attack boosting out there. Jimmy's picked up his 3rd, and it's the one on the way towards xiExO. He did not make it a planetary, so it is going to be kind of hard to hold. Lots of medvacs here, 6 right now. Most with more than half the energy, a few with a little bit of health damage though. Jimmy sees this Colossus now. This Colossus is just kind of wandering off by itself. I'm not really sure what it's up to. I mean, you're cool, Colossus, but you can't take the entire army by yourself. Even though, yes, there are quite a few Marines. The majority of the force is still Marauders, 22 Marauders, 15 Marines, 7 medvacs, and 3 ghosts right now. And there isn't really... Oh, there's 2 Vikings in production. I was going to say, there isn't anything to take care of these Colossus. And here comes the big engagement here in the middle. Big EMP hits the entire force. Very well placed there by Jimmy. It looks like xiExO is just going to run away. Literally hitting everything. Such a good EMP by Jimmy. And that puts xiExO very much on the back foot. I'm not sure he's... Oh, there we go. Turning around and deciding to fight here. 3 Colossus now. And the tides are definitely turning in xiExO's favor. Look how hard those Zeals are to kill. They just live forever. The same ones are still alive. There's 35 Zeals just marching across the field. And those Vikings aren't going to be too effective versus those Zeals, actually. Shockingly. And xiExO doesn't even need the Colossus. The Zeals are literally running the entire fight for him. 10 Zeals falling, but cleaning up the entirety of Jimmy's army. This 3rd is dropping. Vikings are out on the field. They're going to take care of these Colossus very easily. Jimmy calls GG as xiExO takes out his 3rd. Well played by xiExO there. This was the big gateway army mix, and I'm not sure why the game hasn't ended. There we go. This is the big gateway army mix, and then right when xiExO saw those ghosts, he went ahead and tech switched right to Colossus, which is a really good idea to actually won him that big fight over here on the left-hand side. That and Zeal legs, of course, with their +3 armor, really did it. And he was actually researching the Plasma Shield upgrade. He was so far in upgrades, and this Colossus has 1 HP. That's ridiculous. So here we had a Grandmaster versus a very high level Master player, xiExO versus ThisIsJimmy. Thank you for tuning in again. If you liked it, like it down below for that contest I have for the University of Houston players I cast. EXO, Snick Snipe, Trimaster, and Sly. They are competing to see who gets the most likes. And I think EXO is actually in the lead right now, but Snicks actually has quite a few upvotes as well because his play is awesome. So thanks for tuning in again. Like the video down below for that. Subscribe on YouTube or follow me on JustinTV/Twitch TV, which was just launched yesterday. They're the exact same thing and your videos go to the same place, but you should follow me so that way I have more viewers and more subscribers. Thanks for tuning in again. I'll catch you guys next time. This was